Okay, hi guys, here's a video on how I do my bases. I use pretty much the same technique for all my bases, so it works across all sizes. It doesn't bother me. I don't use a different process, I don't think about it any differently. It's the same for whichever size I'm working on. Just generally the bits just get bigger. So let's have a look at how this works. I do a different base for each mini. I don't make a set of bases and then stick them on certain minis. I look at a mini and then do a base for that mini. So here's a mini here that is in need of a base. The Captain from the Black Reach set. So having a look at him, he's obviously high status, he wants to be elevated probably. He's got a wide stance, bit of space in between the legs. So let's see what we can do with that. And put him on a small base. So first things first, we'll need some cork. So it's just regular cork floor tile I got from my local DIY store. So I'll just start by breaking some of that off. So let's have a look. Want a section at the back. So let's see I think I want to quite like to have the slope sort of blend into the base a bit if I can. So that looks alright there, so I'll just hold that in place and break that off a bit around the back there. Doesn't matter, whatever happens, we can work with whatever we've got. It just gives us the more random results, which inevitably look more natural. So we'll take a bit off there, and let's have a look what we've got. I'll possibly put a bit either side for the feet to actually stand on, thus taking advantage of his wide stance and the space between his legs to make it look a bit more dynamic, a bit more something's happening. So look, let's see where these feet would go, where these pins would go. One there and one there. That looks alright. I quite like that. So we'll keep those bits and we'll put all the rest aside. All the extra little bits that have got broken off will go into a little plastic bag and get used for rubble or something like that in another stage. When I'm working on a slightly bigger base. So we'll just apply some super glue to the base for the first piece of cork to attach to. So once that's on, got a few seconds to slide it about a bit if need be, but that looks to be okay. Alright there, it's covering up the slot. Looks pretty good. So now we'll just push him into the base slightly, so I've got two little marks where his pins are, so I can roughly work out where I want these bits to go. So I'll just a little bit of super glue on here, and we'll just stick that one side, and super glue this side, and we'll just stick that one there. have a nice random cork base, 2 levels high. I usually use height to imply rank, so then we'll just find a nice bit for the pins to go in, and there we go. So we can now see him stood on the base, looking alright, I think. So next we just want to add a little bit more interest to the base. So bits box. We'll just have a fettle around in here, see what we can see if anything catches our eye. There we go. We'll just go with a knife, nice rusty knife, laying in the rubble, signs of a long-running battlefield. We use a bolter or whatever. So yeah, we could just lie that there, but that'll look a bit dull. We've got this space in between the legs to utilise. Maybe we just want to have it sort of sticking out of the rubble and the debris. So I think I will just use a little bit of contact adhesive, as this is going to be plastic on plastic, and we'll just punch that in there, possibly bend it a little, give it a bit of character. We'll get that in there. I'll just leave that to set. Now, next comes the sand or the gravel or whatever. Now, this is a bag of the old Citadel sand I used to use for basing, and this is what comes in the newer basing kits. It's like a sort of shingly, broken up stone type stuff. Now I don't like to use one, I like to use both at the same time to add a sort of random nature to it. So I have a pre-mixed batch here, which is in a nice little sort of salt cellar container. So next we want to put some PVA on and some of our general basing material. Like I say, I like to use a mix. It gives it a more random, more natural feel. It can look a little uniform if you're just using sand or little bits of stone or whatever. Now I just use wood glue, nice strong PVA basically, and we'll just apply a bit there, and we'll get a cheap brush and we'll move it around a bit. Now we can get it on top of the blade a bit. Yeah, that'll just mean it gets some of the material stuck to it, and it just means it's been there for a long time. It's not fresh, thus giving you the feeling of an old battlefield even more. So we'll take some of this around here and we'll put some around the back, like so, and we'll get some on the top here, and that it looks more natural then. The fine rubble and debris and everything wouldn't just be at the bottom of the base, it would get everywhere. So we'll do that, and then we just want to take a piece of paper and just generously apply. You can tip it from all angles, so we want to get it in everywhere. We can see here it's not come underneath there, it's not come underneath the blade. Yeah, this stuff is going to get everywhere over the years. So once we have that on, just give it a tap and any excess off the sides, so that when we've painted it all up we can give it back its nice black sides. When the holes were made earlier, put them in, and there we go. One based mini. I think the base has got a little bit of character. Yeah, and that's pretty much how I base all my minis. I may spend more time on them, try and find just the right little feature to add to it, to add to the story, then that's what I'll do. But with just a quick base, I think that one looks quite nice. So I'll normally take the chap off it. I'd prime that, just to give it another layer which will hold all the material down, and then that's good for painting. I prime grey anyway myself. The layer is grey primer, so then I would normally wash black and then 2 layers of dry brushing, one grey, one almost white. So I'd probably use just any old grey from Vallejo, and then the Panzer's stencil, which is a lovely colour. I love that colour. So it's so almost white. Use it for everything. And that's pretty much it. So hope that helps, and thanks for watching.